Okay, sir.
So are you guys following?
Yes, we are active, sir.
So Munzo 5 minutes, and then this is the range. Mulgam saying this is the range that is going to push price up because Munsam what this value chain of character. So we couldn't identify any inducement yet, but we have a break of structure here, a break of structure, a break of structure. So since we can see a break of structure here, even though it's on the lower time frame, so definitely acquire liquidity agasa. So we can call this one as our last Y. Mesa is my last Y because that is the point that aka samu break of structure. This is aka samu break of structure, mun riga mun sa akwai liquidity da yake zaune a nan wajen da ya causing wannan what break of structure. So definitely akwai inducement a wajen, right? So what are we now going to do? So we are going to use our Fibonacci from the inducement low to the inducement high like this. Sai mai expanding nashi. So in muka yi marking din shi this way, our y should come out 2. So this 1.2 will now be our entry, meaning if we are around London, wannan abin ya faru. So entry mu will now be around here. And then stop loss din mu mun san ba P za mu sa shi ba. We need to give it a what breathing room to at least P should be in the what center. So za mu iya haka. So this one will now
Okay,
be our
dole sai
stop loss.
ya
P
zo ƙasar
is
liquidity.
somewhere around 50% of our stop loss. That protected low. Saboda me, akwai sometimes market tana irin expanding sosai ta yi grabbing liquidity. In kuka kalla, all this one too is a what liquidity grab plus Y. So market make sure that it clear all the liquidity that is sitting below here and then below this low. Below this low too, akwai liquidity. So it comes back, clear out all the liquidity that is sitting around here, create another low, another liquidity. Ta ɗan yi sama ta ɗan fara bada profit. Sai ta dawo sai ta grabbing liquidity. Because there are people that started what buying around here and then they are putting their stop loss below this below this what below this low. So price just comes back to take it out and then started pumping. And then why do we say it's going to be our next target? So let's go back to 15 minutes. So from the 15 minutes, then this high will now be our what target. This one will be our first target. Market up to haka. This one is going to be our first target. I expand. This one is going to be our first target. Then this one will now be our what? Our second target. And then this one will now be, is it a macro low? It's not a macro low. So this one will now be, yes, it's a macro high. So this one will now be our at least target. Sometimes za ga market ma tana wuce anticipated target ɗinka as far ka yi entry mai kyau. Tana iya wucewa. Amma kuma what do we have here? We only have this high to target. Then which other high? Let's go back to 30 minutes and see. Okay. Then we now have this high. After this high, first take profit, second take profit, and then what? Third take profit. So how are we going to do this? So since market ta bamu wannan, sorry, can you guys hear me? Ko yau ma duka baccin kuke yi ne? Can you guys hear me?
Sir, we
We
are
are
active, sir.
active. We
I'm
are
active,
active.
sir.
So
Kawai
fine. That's
mun
very
tare
good.
da tsummai ne.
Muna ji, sir. Kawai shiru muka yi.
So that's very good. So what happened next is that muka ga dama, what are we now going to do? Za mu using wannan range in da ya bamu wannan displacement in. Sai mu using din shi from the low, I'm using Fibonacci from the low to the high like this. sai mu using expansion. That's EXP expansion. Zai ba mu expansion, one standard deviation of this range. So that's P. So P kaga ta fito as what? -1. So we can target what? Also we can target P. So za mu iya sa target ɗinmu a wannan point ɗin, then kuma wancan point ɗin bayan ya adjusting. Then wannan point ɗin. So in ka lura wannan height ɗin, liquidity height ɗin da yake sitting around here is very much close to -1. So we can just put our what? Take profit there. So now the risk reward ratio will now be at least Y ratio what? 3.6. Me yasa muka ɗau wannan trade saboda market ta zo kill zone, right? So amma me in this scenario ta zo London, a London aka sami what range? I want you to understand something. Koda a New York market ta zo, idan ba ta creating perfect range ba, we don't take trade on it. Hope you understand. We need perfect range before what? Before a kill zone open. Either London kill zone or New York kill zone mu samu range. So actually abin da yasa bana ba da signal a London, to be honest, because bana samun enough time around 9, 10, 11, 12. Not a majority of time muna tare da students. So then after 12, that is when I start to be what? Free. After 12, 1 0, then shine New York kill zone zai zo. So idan pair din nake trading, ta zo a New York kill zone, ta bani range, perfect range. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take trade there. But idan ba da bani range mai kyau ba perfect range, what I will do is what? Leave it or switch to another pair. Or I'll just say, let's meet tomorrow. Idan kuka shiga last, in kuka tambayi guys da suke dan bi na signal, za ku ga most of the time haka muke. Idan akwai entry, we now set it up. Idan babu, we now leave market sai gobe. So that's what? Discipline. So this is what we got for this range. And then price do what? Perfectly what? Deliver to take this buy side liquidity and then this buy side liquidity. So idan muka kalli market maker models, buy models to sell models, za ka ga a nan wajen somewhere around here aka samu what? Smart money reversal. This is what? Initial consolidation. We call it initial consolidation. Smart money reversal. Then buy side of the curve. Don kalla market din ta yi kamar curve ta. So me muka nema? We look to buy around London kill zone or New York kill zone. This scenario market comes in at what? London kill zone. Yana shiga mun riga mun san volume zai fara shiga. Kuma New York na zuwa, what New York did was just continue. In fact, New York opened on this green candle. So muna ganin haka zamu ga alright, I price ko da a ce ban dau trade ba, azin ban dau trade ba. So sai New York ya bude and then daga market ta riga ta shigo cikin range din ta yaka. So na riga na san buy zan nema ko da anan ne. So I will look to buy, if let's say a New York ne, I'll look to buy around here and then I will set this last low as my what? Protected low, and then I might target this high. So that is if I watch New York na same shi. But if ba New York na same shi ba London ne, da ma what? I'm already on the what? Trade. What am I going to do? I'm just going to hold it. So let me show you guys. Let's say market maker models. So let's go to what? Images. Well, let me go back a little bit for the definition. So definition and core concept. A market maker model in Forex refers to what? A setup where the broker provides liquidity to traders standing ready to buy and sell currencies at what? Publicly quoted prices, right? So that's the definition of what? Market maker models. Amma the core one, the core definition of it shine wannan. This is it. That was the picture saying how they look. So this is a market maker buy model. This is a market maker buy model. Also, this is and you just look at this one. Is it not kind of similar to when the muka gama yanzu? It's similar, right?
Aisha ba mu ɗan ganin shi ya ɗan ɓoye.
Ya ɓoye ba? Bara mu
Yawwa.
kai shi to kaɗan. How about now? Ya ɗan yi dishi-dishi dai. Amma it's what kind of the same similar pattern. Ya zo from the sell side, ya yi changing character, ya shiga, New York zone ya buɗe, mun using wannan low ɗin to wannan high ɗin. Ya ba mu 1.2 ɗin somewhere around here. This one is our what protected low. We are going to buy. First target here, second target, initial consolidation. So that's a what? A definition of a what? A market maker model. Just look at it. It's similar. And then price shift and then what? Continue driving up. So give us a pair. Ku ba mu pair again da za mu ƙara analyzing.
Gold.
We can see.
No, let's do
Now?
USD, Euro USD.
Ku je kuma san gwal ɗin nan, ni gwal ɗin nan ubana ya ce yasa.
Euro
Baki daya yana da haiti.
Abin da
Euro
aka samu.
USD
Euro
ai mun yi
Euro
analysis ɗinta kuma ba new price action.
Okay, okay.
Price
To ai
action ne
gwanda
kenan.
wanda min gold din tunda shi yake ba kowa
Tun na
wahala.
ranar, I think tun na ranar Friday ne. Mun yi analysis ɗinta a nan ko?
Yeah. Okay.
Mun yi
Let's
analysis.
do
Ai gold din sa shi yake
Kuka ga
cin ban
entry din
mutane.
mu somewhere around London. 2 days ma na ga lokacin yadda za ka ga New York consolidation take. London ita take moving price sosai. Now,
British pound fa. British pound.
okay, so let's try and open GBP USD. GBP
Ba shi
USD.
ba volatility ne da yawa.
So where is GBP USD? Let's open Oanda. Shi ma kusan similar ne to GBP USD ma kuma mun yi analysis akan shi.
Minyishi. Let's do
Da gold
USD
zami mi gold din
GPY.
shi ne ke ba mutane wahala a gane shi.
So bara mu ga gold. Bara mu ga gold.
Yawwa.
Yes sir.
Gold shi ma
Je
ga
gold.
mun yi analyzing din shi. Mun yi analyzing din gold. I need something that
Yeah,
we
Kuma ga fara
haven't analyzed.
GBP JPY.
Yeah, well, let's see to GBP. GBP JPY.
JPY.
Actually, akwai time da nake mugun san GBP JPY. Amma do you know my best currency pair?
No.
No.
My best currency pair is Euro JPY. Ko ita za mu bude ne.
Okay,
Mu je ta.
yeah.
So let's see. But za mu yi Euro JPY, but let's try Euro JPY first. So let's use Oanda. So and then let's remove everything there. So first of all, like using 30 minutes can mark in data. What you just do is kind of 30 minutes, you just mark clues like this. First of all, the first thing that you're going to do is mark what? Mark clues. Then you now switch to what? 2-hour time frame. Sai kai marking what? Liquidities ɗinka da suke nan. So a lokacin da before market ta yi dumping nan, let's see when a candle ne ya cousin. Sorry, when a candle ne wanda maybe ideally mun tashi daga bacci London ta fara rama. I think somewhere around here ne. Network. Are you guys sharing?
Yawwa sa.
Are you guys sharing?
Ga gwal ɗin da ake ma.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we are active. We can hear you.
But you can you see the screen?
No, lala. You can't see us.
We can see
Sorry,
it, sir.
calling ina aka yi?
Kawai ma. Ta fi 4G.
How about now? Kuna gani ba?
Available now.
Yanzu kuna gani ai.
Screen da ana gani yanzu. Okay, perfect.
Fine. So let's go with what USD Euro JPY. So the first thing that we are going to do is what mark clues. So let's mark the point. let's say we started at what? Mun tashi daga bacci let's say London, mun fara kallon price a London. So let's see on the 2 hour ina ne. So on the 2 hour, this is the candle. Time in the muka buɗe chart. Kafin London this is the candle, the green candle. So let's remove everything. So an maka kala daga green candle relative to close, where is our liquidity? We have this liquidity. Since price is sitting around here, immediately we have this liquidity. So this one will now be our what? Macro high. Meaning that is the first liquidity that if price, now say macro high. If price wants to go up, that's the first liquidity that is it's what going to target. So after this, we have this low, right? Then we now have this low. Go back about. So think about it. Can we use this low as what? Macro low. Yes, there is liquidity on this low, right? But we kind of have like a range from here to here. So what we have to do is what? Use this low as our what? Next macro low. Because very good. Because we have kind of a what? Valid change of character. So we now say this is what? Liquidity X. We have another what? Liquidity X. Just trying to understand what structure is doing on the 2 hour time frame. So we have price coming down, going up for a change of character. So meaning we also have this low that pumped price up. So akwai liquidity anan, akwai liquidity anan, akwai liquidity anan, akwai liquidity anan. So after this low, wannan tunda yana very close to this one, za mu iya zuwa mu sa wannan low din as our what? We can now use this low.
low.
Can you guys hear me? Can you see the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
we
we
can
can
see,
see. These are my all-time.
So this one will now be our what? All-time low. So then we have macro high, macro low, all-time low. Then muna so mu ga if akwai liquidity above this high. That means yeah, shrinking one chart like this. Ko kuma me switching to let's say like 4 hour. So looking at the high, still when we go on a high very close to it bar, we can go to one. So we still don't have a high. I think that's the all-time high. Not all-time high, all-time high, right? This is the all-time high, meaning Euro JPY is going up. So before you can see another high, sai ka je monthly in ba wasa ba. So that's the highest high I think da muke da. So let's go to 1 month. I think this price is pumping. Yeah.
Hey, babu.
So Euro JPY is pumping, meaning babu wani buy side liquidity da yake wajenta, right? Gaba da jin da aka Euro JPY ga abin da take yi. Kaga yanzu nan a ce kana nan ka rike a wani 1 month alaji. Ka maka market, kaga break of structure, kaga change of character, ga wani inducement, fair value lookup, ka ɗauka entry, let's say from here, let's say you now take your entry from this low, this is the last low da yake cikin range din nan as inducement. Sorry, I want you to see variation. Let's say you take this low and then you now use big X 1.2. Kaga 1.2 ɗinka ta fita. To 1.2 ɗinka na fita, ka sami Euro JPY tun daga low ɗin nan, ka using market maker buy model. Kana ganin nan wajen, da aka yi break of structure, aka yi change of character, an sami smart money reversal a wajen, meaning price is definitely going to what? Pump up. Tun daga low ɗin nan, price was showing that what? Is going to what? Pump up. So a ce ka ɗauka entry daga nan, kana targeting buy side liquidity din nan. Ka san billions and millions of nawa za ka yi raking out kwa. ka kama pair for
Allah
for
sarki.
the entire what? For the entire month. Ka kama ta buying din ta kake. So let's just
Inna lillahi.
go back down. So we mun yi makin macro high, ba wani high again. So let's go back to our 30 minutes time. Sorry, our 2 hour time frame. So let me reset the chart. So this is what we have. We have a market that block structure here, then shift. We are bullish. So in muka samu displacement like this, anytime, the location the price ya haka, let's say ya haka, you're pushing up, either retracing, like right? At least they're retracing, meaning they seeking for discount kafin ya continuation, at least. Ko ba haka ba? So this is the 2 hour time frame. We have a breakout structure. We have the range that goes up here. So wannan kamar retracement, that is internal structure ne, right? And then in ya gama retracing, Brian zana GAN. I will draw GAN from this low to that high. So premium price, discount price. So price ya to daga premium ya shigo discount. Then daga discount, what do we expect from discount? We expect price to what? Continue going
Right.
up. Very good. You should go, you check about the going up. Then we abolish. As far as we're going below this low, very slow. But in the price, let's say, as far price never go below this low, we expect it to what? Continue high. Because these are protected low what? On the 2 hour time frame. But we are not going to market as protected low. When we government some when the low them protected because she ne causing one break of structure. Then. So that's the range that we have. So let me switch them back to what? 30 minutes. So we now start marking structure on the 30 minutes time frame. We can delete this one. So we now mark our what prior from here. So now say this is our what prior. So what next are we going to do? Same fire marking structure. So we have a valid what break of structure below here. Then after this break of structure, where is the high that caused it? This is a high that caused this break of structure. And then ideally it started from here. Ga wannan high din da ya causing ga wannan high. So we have two highs. But this high shine causing first dump, right? Because the Ghana aka to aka selling market consideration ta ƙara selling. So wannan break of structure was caused by this high. We now say this one is a what? Change of what? Character, meaning we are bullish, right? So where are we going to take our trade? Either London kill zone or what? New York kill zone. So London kill zone is here and then New York kill zone is here. So let's see what happened. So after then, we did have a break of structure here. Mesa ne zama break of structure. Mesa ne zama break of structure. Someone should answer me.
Saboda ba fiye ba luga.
Ba fair ba luga, but nan ya zama break of structure
Akwai
saboda red
impossible.
candle din nan. Idan da zan je lower time frame kamar 15 minutes time frame, bara in je kaga zaka ga normal ka gani normal structure ne. Kaga definitely akwai break of structure. Kaga I was able to identify it as a break of structure tun a 30 minutes time frame. So break of structure ne a wajen. So then we know that bara mu koma 15 minutes. So we know that this break of structure, this is the low that caused that BOS. So we now mark it out. So it's supposed to be protected. As far price never goes below this low, we know that we are going to go up. But what happened is price did go below this low. So we did have a valid change of character. So after that, when I summon valid change of character, and any height in the cost change of character, this is the high. Let me marking a fractal like this. So we know that we are bearish. Brown comma back to 30 minutes. So we know that we are bearish. So we are waiting for what London kill zone and New York kill zone. Let's say ka tashi karfe da asuba za mu ce kenan ko ka tashi yes ko da asuba ko ka tashi daga karfe let's say 7 o'clock somewhere around this candle. So ka change of character. then what are you anticipating? Idan New York, idan London ya zo da range. So this is what, sorry, let me mark it out. This is what LDN start. What do we have? London, da ka tashi ga price ya sama ya zo nan. Amma kuma we are in a bearish range, meaning an samu change of character. Price is supposed to push down to at least where premium, at least discount. Tunda muna premium. Bara zana ga unbox ɗina. Daga nan zuwa nan. So kaga a time din price never seek discount. So dole in tunda akwai change of character nan, akwai fractal nan, so we anticipate price to at least come down into discount before it start with the buying. So what are we now going to do? Then we now say, all right, price comes here, go up, comes here, and then go up. So definitely this high, akwai inducement, right? Because there is a break of structure. So akwai liquidity a wajen. So we can now call this one as what? Plus Y. Then we have break of structure here too. One tiny break of structure. So we have BOS here, another BOS. So we can mark this as protected high and then this one as another protected high. Let me mark one now. I will now say this one is what? Protected high. So how are we going to get our entry? So we now mark the inducement high to the inducement low like this. They what 1.2 like this. So we now drag it to where to close. So did a junction in the one 1.2 then you the London yard. That would be our what entry trigger junction now. So stop loss ko above this high, ko above this other high. And then where are we going to target? So Tinder, let's say for instance, we have another 10 minutes left before it goes down. So Tinder, we are not bearish, right? Actually, we are bullish overall. So all we are doing counter trade like this at London. Mesa saboda range din ya zo da entry mai kyau. Kuma London ta bude. So what are we now going to do? We are not going to anticipate as I taking height in now. All we are anticipating is that price should go at least into what? Discount. So how are we going to do this? So that means you're using Fibonacci thing again. We now use the range from this high. But wait. We can use the range from this high to this low, and then we can use what? Expansion. So this is our expansion. 1 point what? -1. So that means anticipating entry to somewhere around here. So stop loss should be either above this high or a little bit above that high. So that means shrinking and shall see some Y ratio 3. So as far as some Y ratio 3, so she can stop loss can be somewhere around here. And then we can now target what? The sell side liquidity. So first target will be this sell side liquidity. So we can now say this is our what? Another liquidity first target. And then we can anticipate price to go into what? -1. Amma in this scenario, price never goes below -1. Amma kuma idan wannan ya bude, ya yake da suna. Idan Asia ya bude, za ka iya ganin price ya going there. In fact, ma ya kamata a ce karfe nawa yanzu. Okay,
10:35.
In say 11 market. So this is it. Yanzu what I want you to know, what I want you to understand is, look at how powerful London kill zone or New York kill zones are. These kill zones are not tafiya. As far as marking prior 2 days back, ka zauna a London ka gani, ka bi market structure, ka gane me market structure take a nan. Ka nemi inducement. Idan market ta baka perfect inducement a London, take the trade. Idan bata baka perfect inducement a London ba, ta tsaya kamar tana consolidating, tana nagging, abin da take nufi ne za ta yi moving a New York. To sai ka tama New York. In ka samu entry a New York sai ka lafta mata entry. So then I want to discuss New York Stock Exchange again. The reason why make a timing all these times is because idan ka ce musamman a currency za ka je kai trading anyhow, right? Za ka sami issue. So abin da ake so ake kai positioning kanka a wannan kill zones din, right? Sai ka jira market ta yi abin da za ta yi. Za ka yi holding ka towards close. Za kuma ka iya taking partials ɗinka duk dai da ka ga dama. Duk dai da yanzu wannan trade guda yau wallahi zan iya dukan stop loss yau. A yau din nan na switching pair zan iya ƙara duba wata zan iya mayar da shi. As far kuma ya zama valid a kill zone. You understand? Abin da ake so ka samu range kafin kill zone. Ka kama yanzu nan mun samu range. Ga perfect inducement. Ga wani okay number fair value lookup. Ga wani range da sauransu. From this high to this low na marking Fibonacci ina fito 1.2. To ka Fibonacci ina zo at least kind of almost 50% of P. 50% of P. So if my entry is around 1.2, it's not very far to P. So then fine, my entry will be 1.2. And then my stop loss will have to be what? At a protected high. So in this scenario, since we have this change of character, this side and this side are all protected highs, right? So price should not go above this side and this side before it now started what? Dumping. So actually what happened is that the one day jira near kill zone, but they samu thread, but ko kuma sai dai nemi continuation because near kill zone started around which candle? They started on this candle. They started in this candle, meaning momentum din karuwa yayi ma after New York has opened. Right?
Confirm.
Yawwa. So momentum din ya karu. Then there is this New York Stock Exchange da nake so in ba ku labarin ta. So let's open. Let me open from my YouTube haka. Let's go on to all. Even though we just have less than 5 minutes for one session in your diary. So let's say NYSE. What is New York Stock Exchange? So, all right, let me see if this video is going to play out. So abinda New York Stock Exchange yake nufi shine kamar wani dabdala ake cewa ko me kamar office ne ko kuma kamar trading flow ne a nan ake dukan wata dabdala da trading. That is New York Stock Exchange. And then this New York Stock Exchange yana budewa 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time, karfe 2:30 na Nigeria yake budewa. So ana samun bell. Akwai bell din da suke kadawa idan ta zo up to, what am I doing? So you can see it says capital markets happen here. So what this does is that, let's say for instance, ka shiga trade around London kill zone ko New York kill zone. New York Stock Exchange now put at 2:30. So around 2:30, check it out. Bara and sa candle dinner to 2:30. So somewhere around 2, then 2:30, one an ƙara samun wani momentum da pushing price down. Me yasa? Because New York Stock Exchange abin da yake yana ƙara wa market volume, meaning yana ƙara mata gudu. Saboda menene activities ɗin da ake yi a wannan kasuwar is too much and is too high. Ana releasing data da yawa. So yana affecting forex sosai da sosai. Bara an ƙara duba, we have just 2 minutes. I want us to see a video, accept all cookies guy. The video doesn't want to show. It's supposed to show now. Guy, play how far? Ko network ne yake bani issue ne.
Probably network.
Probably network. So let's go back to YouTube. So let's write New York Stock Exchange. So abin da yake faruwa every single day New York Stock Exchange before ta bude zaka ga irin waɗannan mutanen sun zo sun zauna 2:30 na yi zaka ga an kada ƙararrawa kal market za ta dinga ƙara. So abinda 2:30 yake shine yana imputing much more volume a cikin kasuwan nan. Kaga opening bell, kaga an kada shi. So this is the opening bell of New York Stock Exchange. So yana faruwa 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time. That is a cikin mai New York session.
Ni na fa kama yayi wukin.
So wani abin yana jawo volume da yawa kuma every single day ana yi.